Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Band Together Leadership. My name is Paul Everts. You can reach me on my email address, and I wish you would. It's BAND, the number 2, together, bandtogether at comcast.net. Also, please go to our website, which is conductingmylife.com, where you can get this beautiful book, Conducting My Life. It's about stories of me being a high school music teacher, just the first half. We are working on the second half book, and hopefully it's going to be out within a year. The idea is to share stories and what I learned from them, and hope they help you. You can get that book from me, or you can go to Amazon.com and check it out and see all the cool, wonderful reviews for it. The book is real, so I'd love to have you buy the book and talk about the book with you too. Also, go to Curriculum tab. You see, I'm a coach, trainer, speaker for the John Maxwell leadership team, and we came back from a great time in Visalia back in April. We're here to help adults, children, just get to be better people. Better people meet better leaders. And I really believe that when you are done with me at a seminar, that it's a virtual hug. You know, I get better because you ask great questions, and the conversation's wonderful. The activities are great. I have great references, good testimonials. So definitely go to the curriculum tab on our website. Okay, love to have you there. Also, another thing too, I'd love to have this grow. So please press the like button. Please subscribe. Please share. I don't do the comment thing, frankly, because there's a couple people that just get too nasty. I don't need that stuff. I've given you my email address. So all you anonymous people, why don't you go ahead and tell me your real name, and let's go talk. All right, and then maybe I can help you. That might be a nice thing. So you know how to get a hold of me, and good and bad things. Also, I'd love to have some help on producing more, what can I say, visually appealing. I don't mind my kitchen. I don't mind the dining hall. I mean, my dining room looks good. I'm fine with that. But I know there's some slick productions that we can do a better job, because this information is really good. Okay, so you see that we're still working on the 21 indispensable qualities of leaders. Or a leader, one leader. We're going to work on chapter 7, which is discernment. I had to get my old man cheat glasses on. The idea is I read to you like I love Jocko Willink. Oh, if Jocko Willink and I could have an interview, I'd appreciate that very much. Jocko Willink likes to read books. I do too. And then I'll discuss them. And we're going to work on the word discernment, as I said. And that is to put an end to unsolved mysteries. John Maxwell says, smart leaders believe only half of what they hear. Discerning leaders know which half to believe. And then Molly Ivins, columnist, she says the first rule of holes, that'd be HOLES, when you're in a hole, stop digging. So always at the heart of the matter, Maria Sklodowska always wanted to get to the heart of things. As a child growing up in Poland, she loved school and learning. When her parents lost their teaching jobs and took in boarders to survive, she spent endless hours helping with the chores. But that did not stop her from finishing first in her high school class, and her exams were in Russian. Since higher education was not available to her, she became a governess and tutor. Somehow, she managed to save enough money to send her older sister through medical school in Paris. Then she also moved to France to study at the Sorbonne. 2 years later, she finished first in her class in physics. Another year of study earned her a master's degree in mathematics. It was then that she turned her attention full-time to research, conducting experiments for a French industrial society. But her real passion was searching for the secret to uranium's rays. While looking for a better laboratory, Maria met the man who would become her husband and research partner, Pierre. You have probably heard of Maria Sklodowska, but it is likely that you learned the name she preferred after she married Pierre Curie in 1895. She called herself Madame Marie Curie. Madame Curie went on to groundbreaking work in the field of radioactivity, a term she coined, and she opened the door to the study of nuclear physics and modern medical radiology. And when Pierre died in an accident in 1906, Marie Curie continued to work and made additional breakthroughs. She once said, "Life is not easy for any of us, but what of that? We must have perseverance and above all confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that thing must be attained." Her research brought her great recognition: 15 gold medals, 19 degrees, and 2 Nobel Prizes, one in physics and one in chemistry. Curie's tenacity was evident not only in her desire to know, but also in her practical application of her research. During World War I, she noted what was happening on the battlefields and recognized that the technology she had discovered could help save lives. She and her daughter Irene, who would later also win a Nobel Prize, developed X-radiography and then led a movement to equip ambulances with X-ray equipment. And Curie trained 150 technicians to use it. Curie also helped found the Radium Institute at the University of Paris. Not only did she oversee the building of its laboratories, but she raised funds and materials in Europe and the United States to equip it. Curie observed, quote, "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood," end of quote. Her intelligence and discernment allowed her to understand and discover many things that have made a positive impact in our world. Unfortunately, keen discernment did not extend to her health. Because she was on the cutting edge of research with radioactive materials, Curie did not protect herself from the effects of the radiation. Her work slowly killed her. Rather suddenly, her health declined, and in 1934, Curie died of leukemia at the age of 66, which is, for me, would be 10 years from now. Yikes. So as Dr. Maxwell likes to do in this book, he has a section called Fleshing It Out. Discernment can be described as the ability to find the root of the matter, and it relies on intuition as well as rational thought. Effective leaders need discernment, although even good leaders don't display it all the time. For example, read these comments made by leaders, which Dr. Maxwell likes to think of as famous last words. Napoleon Bonaparte at breakfast with his generals preceding the Battle of Waterloo. This is in 1815. Napoleon says, "I tell you, Wellington is a bad general. The English are bad soldiers. We will settle the matter by lunchtime." I think we know how that ended. How about Thomas J. Watson, chairman of IBM, 1943? He says, "I think there is a world market for about 5 computers." And then finally, Jimmy Hoffa, 1 month before Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance. So this is 1975. Jimmy Hoffa said, "I don't need bodyguards." Discernment is an indispensable quality for any leader who desires to maximize effectiveness. It helps to do several important things. Number one, and I not read word for word, you need to buy this book. It's a good book. Number one, discover the root issues. Leaders of large organizations must cope with tremendous chaos and complexity every day. And then Dr. Maxwell goes on from there. Number two, enhance your problem solving. No, and there's always a paragraph or two, but I want you to buy the book. Number three, evaluate your options for maximum impact. Number four, multiply your opportunities. People who lack discernment are seldom in the right place at the right time. Although great leaders often appear to be lucky to some observers, Dr. Maxwell believes leaders create their own luck as the result of discernment, that willingness to use their experience and follow their instincts. Reflecting on it, are you a discerning leader? When faced with complex issues, can you readily identify the heart of the matter? Are you able to set root causes of difficult problems without having to get every bit of information? Do you trust your intuition and rely on your intuition as much as you do your intellect and experience? If not, you need to cultivate it. Value non-traditional thinking. Embrace change, ambiguity, and uncertainty. Broaden your horizons experientially. Your intuition will only increase with use. And then he has a bringing it home section. Again, usually followed by a paragraph. Here's the statements. To improve your discernment, you got to do the following. Number 1, analyze your past successes. Number 2, learn how others think. Number 3, listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Try to recall times when your intuition spoke to you and was correct. You may or may not have, got to turn the page, listen to your gut at the time. What do those experiences have in common? Look for a pattern that may give you insight into your intuitive ability. And then finally, the daily takeaway. For a long time, the Swiss had a lock on watchmaking. They built the best watches money could buy, and by the 1940s, they produced 80% of all watches worldwide. In the late 1960s, when inventors presented the idea of a new type of watch to the leaders of a Swiss watch company, they rejected it. In fact, every Swiss company he approached had the same negative reaction. Believing his design had merit, the man took it to a company in Japan. The name of the organization was Seiko. The design of the watch was digital. And today, 80% of all watches use a digital design. One discernment-driven decision can change the entire course of your destiny. Again, discernment. Put an end to unsolved mysteries. Great advice, when there's a mystery, make it kind of a fun thing and find the solution to it. All right? You have experience. Let the experience turn into wisdom. And then take on a project and see what happens. That's what I'm doing right now. We have some, I'm going to make an announcement here soon. I'm doing this on July 15th, 3:16 p.m. California time. And I'm not going to say what that is yet, but my wife, Diana, and I have some big things coming, and you're going to know that if you want to. Otherwise, we're going to kind of keep it private. And when I say kind of, because I'm not going to broadcast it. I'm going to say, if you want to know more about it, BAND, the number 2 together, at Comcast.net. Band together at Comcast.net. I hope this helped somebody. I hope you had the discernment to say, yeah, I like that. Continue to support our channel, and God bless America. Begin with the end in mind. Every choice you make is who you are, so choose wisely. Seek first to understand, then be understood. And finally, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I care about you a lot, and that's why I do this. I hope this helps somebody today. Go add value to somebody. Be kind. Love you. Bye.